Hey everyone, 5280 Sports Network back here again at Dove Valley. Jake Marsing to my left, I am Ryan Greene, and to our right,
Whoa!
to Ryan Edwards.
Hey guys.
Mile High Sports.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining us. So I guess we'll start with you. We heard from Chris Harris and Emmanuel Sanders today. Not a lot from those guys. Those guys are pretty much, cemented, no battles at their positions. What was the most interesting thing you heard from them?
Well, I thought that, Emmanuel Sanders, was talking about how Paxton Lynch actually was the one that initiated this passing camp that they want to do. Yeah. People come up with these reasons not to like Paxton, these reasons to sort of doubt Paxton. But, the fact is, maybe this is a little bit more of that sign of maturity. You had that report coming out about his work ethic over the weekend. So, that was kind of interesting for me on a very small level. But again, it didn't come from one of the vets on the team. It actually came from the rookie, really.
Right, absolutely. I agree with that. I think the thing that you and I were interested in is the players' answers on who they would like the team to draft.
Yeah, my focus, Ryan, as you know, is pretty much all honed in on the NFL draft, which starts next week in Philadelphia. It was interesting to me that Emmanuel's, like Chris Harris didn't really give an answer. He said, I want a playmaker. But Emmanuel's answer was interesting to me because he said flat out, a tackle. He used the phrase, right. I'd love to have a tackle, because trust me, everybody in this building knows that this team desperately needs a tackle. There are a few options for him. We've talked about Cam Robinson at length, Garrett Bowles, Ryan Ramczyk. There's some options in the second and third rounds later on if you decide to grab a guy like a John Ross or another offensive playmaker at 20, or potentially trade up and grab a guy like Christian McCaffrey. We can debate the merits of that another time, but that was interesting to me to hear Emmanuel flat out say the word tackle, which is rare in a press conference setting like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Chris Harris made it seem like Christian McCaffrey was the guy he wanted badly.
Yeah, he had the really big smile, the nod.
Yeah.
He said he wanted playmakers.
Yeah.
He said, I want playmakers. And then Christian McCaffrey's name come up, and you got this, kind of big smile, big nod. He made it kind of no secret whatsoever. It is interesting for guys like that, established players, because, they go through, especially Chris being an undrafted guy, you go through the whole process of your career, early on in his career, not wanting cornerbacks, not wanting DBs, and now he's like saying, hey, take whatever you want. I mean, whatever helps out the team. He did also, Chris Harris, add that he thinks Lorenzo Doss is now going to be their fourth cornerback.
I thought that was interesting, because we did some stuff with Lorenzo Doss last season. I was very impressed by his maturity, by how ready he felt, and he played well at times during the limited stretch that he got to play last season, right?
All right, so we've heard from 6 Broncos players. What are your general feelings about the team at this moment? Ryan, we'll start with you.
Right now, they all seem very excited about the new offense with Mike McCoy. They all seem to sort of embrace what Vance Joseph is doing as a leader on this team. I'd say that early on, I think that there was a humbling thing to miss the playoffs for this team. And I get that vibe from each and every one of them when they're up there. Maybe not the young rookie necessarily, Paxton Lynch from last year, but from the other guys, the guys that actually did win a championship, they'll have a bad taste in their mouth. I think that they're going to put in a lot of work this offseason, and I'm looking forward to see what they do with it.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Jake? What's your takeaway so far? 6 players.
We know nothing about this team that we did 2 weeks ago. I mean, the one takeaway that I can get is the Paxton Lynch stuff. Hearing Paxton talk last week, where you did, I don't know if you were in the room, Ryan, but you did get a sense of an improved confidence in him. He seems more ready to take control, more ready to compete. And then you've heard throughout everybody that's spoken kind of that through line that he's ready to go, ready to compete. But the bottom line on this is we don't know. I mean, and we won't know how this team is going to shape up. The earliest you could even think about making a prediction like that is next week when the draft kicks off in Philly, and we have a better understanding of what the makeup of this team looks like. Mm-hmm. Until I know who's playing left tackle, Ryan, it's hard for me to make a real definitive judgment on this Broncos team.
All right, so there you go. Ryan likes the excitement about the new offense. Jake has learned nothing. So
I don't know why I'm here.
But if you want more content about today's press conferences and last week's press conferences, go over to 5280sportsnetwork.com, and you can follow Ryan Edwards. Is it Redwards?
Redwards Radio.
Redwards Radio on Twitter.
When's the show?
Monday through Friday, 9 to 11.
There you go.
Danny Williams.
Mile High Sports.
Giving him trouble.
For these 2 guys, I'm Ryan Greene. This is 5280 Sports Network.